Hello everyone, this is Aegon of Astora, and welcome back to my blind playthrough of Dark Souls 3 The Ring City. This is episode number 6, being recorded on Tuesday the 28th of March. I hope you're all having a fantastic day, whenever it is you find yourself watching this. So, we ended the last episode, a frustration-filled episode, and I sincerely apologize if this has been not fun to watch. Because of how I've reacted. But yeah. Some of these enemies have been very frustrating to fight. At least as far as I'm concerned. So we need to go... There were at least 2 paths before us. One led around the cliff facing... Yeah, right there. Oh, that's what we woke up. Whoa! So, yep. Looks a bit like Black Dragon Calamite. But encrusted with the... I'm not talking about you, I'm talking about the other dragon behind you. Encrusted with those crystals that we learned about. Where was it that we learned about them? I don't seem to recall. But we did pick up something for which I didn't read the description at the end of the previous episode. The Preacher's right arm. The desecrated right arm of a white-faced locust that rose from an abyssal swamp that happens to perform as a catalyst for sorcery. The white-faced locusts were meant to beckon men to the dark with sermons, but most of them are unable to think past their own stomachs. The unruly mob. So they're locusts, not ticks, like I was saying in the previous episode. A skill, Feasting Branch. Use souls to weave a sharp branch to fill it prey. Can be used repeatedly. So, the locust I kept calling my friend, he was trying to beckon us to the dark with sermons. That is fascinating. But now we know his secret. So, we're gonna deal with the Ringed Knights here first? No, we're not, because... that was a one-way drop. Okay, so again, we'll have to come back and deal with a lot of these things later, and that is one of them. Unless... I was thinking unless we can cheese them over here, but no go. Alright, we're gonna proceed for now. I think. Oh no, oh no. No, we're not. No, we're not. I was just... Where'd it go? I hope anytime I could really use you right now. Like, big time. Oh, no. Okay. I'm wondering whether we should just make a run for it. Let's do it. Okay, so I guess we're supposed to use these little alcoves here. Forget about me, friend? Person you're trying to push out into the flames. Oh, rubbish, of course. Of course FromSoft would put rubbish there. Arch Soul of a Weary Warrior. Sea of Crystal Lizard. And a staircase that is very reminiscent of that which we found in the catacombs in Dark Souls 1. No! Crystal Lizard always leading you to places. Oh no, not another freaking NPC invader. So many NPC invaders. Moaning Knight, so that sounds a lot like I think Aegon of Karim, his shield is called the Moaning Shield. The one that depicts his sister's face on it. Simple gem. Yep, it's a Knight of Karim. No, shite. This is not the best place to fight someone wielding a weapon like that. Blindfold Mask. An eye-occluding mask of unknown origin. Small cracks allow the wearer to see. Strengthens dark attacks, but also greatly increases damage sustained from dark. This purple steel creation... Excuse me. This purple steel creation has a certain resemblance to the Firekeeper's crown. But the similarity is purely cosmetic. Almost as though that's like a fourth wall breaking message to people who deal with the lore. Like, yeah, you might think this looks similar to the Firekeeper's crown, which includes her eyes, if indeed she has any. But nope, that's just a quinky dink. Is this the entrance? This is where we came in, I think. Okay. So you can still see other items over there, unless you're supposed to just drop down here. Yeah. Or not. So yeah, wherever these scarves are, that look very similar to the cloth that is on Slave Knight Gale's armor set. I guess the game is telling you, drop down here, it's fine. You're good. Not here, though. So yeah, we're descending further and further and further. And I am scared. Blessed gem. A chest with a chain. With the chain covered. And of course it's a mimic. Of course it's a mimic. Oh, FromSoft. Ring of the Evil Eye +3. The base version for which talks about the creature that ravaged Astora. Eventually defeated by the sword of one most noble, which could be Henri, but is more likely someone else. Yep, this place has me creeped out. Not exactly Irithyll dungeon levels of creeped out, but certainly creeped out. Okay, so we're on the other side of this here now. Although I'm not sure if this is where we were. I have no idea where we are. I'm so lost. I feel like there was another path at the bottom. Ah! A bonfire. So what I'm going to be doing for the thumbnails for these episodes in order to avoid spoilers, because if there's one thing that drives me nuts is when people are not, in like the first week or two of things being released, when people are not conscious of spoilers. I had to unsubscribe from a few people on YouTube because, yeah, I saw videos that were uploaded that showed the names of bosses that thankfully I had been to at that point, but had I not, I would have been like, what the hell? So, yeah. If you upload stuff of your own, please be conscious of that. Because that's really not cool as far as I'm concerned. Okay, so we're going to go back down. Because I feel like there's some things we missed at the bottom here. But yeah, so what I'm going to be doing is for each of the episodes, I'm going to be showing in the thumbnail the bonfire for one of the bonfires that we're using in each area. So I might have to decide for a couple of the episodes whether I show the bonfire that, say, I got at the start of the episode versus the end of the episode and things like that. But in the overall, I think that's a good way of differentiating the thumbnails, but still ensuring that they're completely spoiler-free. So, yeah, I hope those of you who share my sentiments about spoilers and stuff appreciate that. Okay, so yeah, you definitely can't drop down there. So again, I'm sure I missed something here, but I'm not sure where that would be. Is it up here? No, that's where we dropped off previously because it has the scarf. Okay. So nothing that is immediately obvious that we've missed, but... fair enough. Yeah, I don't know that we've been there with the guy who was just sort of walking around. Can we drop off here or no? Nope. I have a feeling this bridge is going to break. So it would seem like we can fight the dragon there, but with the amount of damage we were doing, I don't know that that would be a good idea. Again, again, really awesome looking Silver Knight statues. I'm gonna check every now and then for illusory walls, but whoa! Yeah, right. That is so funny. As soon as I was saying, I'm gonna check every now and then for illusory walls, but I doubt I'm gonna find anything, and then I roll right into one. That is amazing. Well done, FromSoft. Well done. Lightning arrow. The few female knights who served in the Age of the Gods used this miracle for dragon slaying. Draw a lightning bow to fire a lightning arrow. The lightning arrows offer a great improvement to the range of spears and were said to have been used to pierce the eyes of dragons from afar. But remember, beautiful stories are always marked by embellishment, that they are. So, it has a faith requirement of 35, which I was thinking that, you know, maybe it was a... What are you leading us into here? Oh, it's a statue of Gwyn? What? Is that supposed to be the furtive pygmy? Yeah, so I was thinking that we might be looking at another, another Storm Ruler situation whereby we need to use that to kill the dragon, but yeah, it doesn't seem likely given the faith requirement, because if it were a Storm Ruler type situation, I would assume that the faith requirement would be 0 or something. Yeah, that would seem to be Gwyn. Granting a crown, a lordship presumably, to this furtive pygmy, but we do need to get it from the top. Whoa. That Ring Knight looks like he does not mess around. So very interesting that we've gone a little higher here, and yet when you look down, we're clearly above the same spot, but it's lighter now. So I don't know how we're gonna handle this here. That looks like a side path there. Alrighty then. That was what I often jokingly refer to as a massacre. In other words, a massacre. Oh, that's not what I wanted to use. At least the run back's not bad. Oops, forgot our ember. Ringed Knight paired greatswords. Paired black greatswords wielded by the Ringed Knights. The arms of early men were forged in the abyss and betray a smidgen of life. For this reason the gods cast a seal of fire upon such weapons and those who possessed them. Cross the twin time-worn greatswords to reignite a short-lived flame. A lightning-quick upward heave slices the very air and transitions into normal or strong attacks. So a lot of really cool weapons we've picked up thus far. Ritual Spear Fragment. Is that a key item? No. Online play item. A fragment of the matching ritual spears once held by the Knights of Princess Filianor. They are the namesake of the Spears of the Church. When the Spears of the Church face unduly treacherous foes, this allows them to draw upon form and majesty and summon a row of upward thrusting ritual spears? What? Okay, so I presume, going back to the first episode, when I read that thing in the update history for Dark Souls 3, I presume that that is the thing that we're supposed to bring to the statue of Velka. Once we get all the different fragments, we go there and it'll turn it into a full spear. So that's pretty cool. It's curious that that would have been in the update history, though. I imagine that maybe in the pre-release build of the game that all like the big YouTubers get, it probably wasn't a thing, and that was probably confusing people. So hence the need for another patch that included that functionality. But for those of us just playing the game normally, that's a very confusing addition. So I imagine that we're probably coming close to a boss fight. Let us...
Visitor, return from whence thou camest. The abyss runneth deep, by the king's decree. None may disturb our mistress's slumber.
So this is the spot where the princess is sleeping. And we are definitely walking into a boss fight. These are somewhat reminiscent of the statues we find in Drangleic Castle. In the King's Passage, I think it's called. Leading into the Shrine of Amana. But obviously they have their own flair.
Spear summons thee.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh my god. Is this supposed to be... Is this supposed to be another player? Okay, we're gonna...
By the sacred decree, protect.
That was my #1 fear of doing this playthrough offline. Like, what if there's an old monk type situation? And we wind up facing AI instead of another player. Although that looks like the Spear of the Church right there, actually. Okay, so... Oh, I was hoping we can get that crystal lizard to go off the side. So yeah, I don't think that that would have been another player. And I would verify that, but I'm trying to be mindful of the time because, as I mentioned, I do have to go shortly to record a podcast, and I mentioned that in the previous episode, but I don't believe I was specific about it. I'm going to be on Jeremy Greer's Don't Give Up Skeleton podcast, which is a very cool podcast which is concerned with, exploring, having different people in the community on and having them tell their story about how they got into Dark Souls. So if that's a story that you're interested in, then in my particular case, then I would recommend checking it out. I will release a separate video, as I always do when I do guest appearances on other places, directing you towards that podcast. I don't know that by the time this episode is out, that podcast will be released, but yeah. Very cool podcast I would recommend checking out in general. So I will leave a link to the podcast in general in the video description below. So that is in about an hour and 15 minutes, and I do want a little bit of time to prepare for that, so we're going to try this boss fight a couple more times, see what happens, and then go from there.
Foolishness. The king's decree is no trifling matter.
What happens if we attack him?
Judicator Aegon shall deliver thee justice. Spear of the Church, sworn defender of our Princess Filianor. Pardon.
Nothing if we miss every hit.
Of the Church.
Oh no. Ouch. So she has that same bow that we picked up. Oh my gosh, you are so difficult. very, very cool. I'm very impressed by this. So obviously we didn't kill that guy. Are you healing? No. Oh, it's another freaking... Another ad. I'm not sure how exactly I'm going to handle this. So there's no point in killing the Judicator, which I think is basically another form of judge. Oh, although we should kill the ads, as it turns out, because clearly they're healing the boss. Oh my gosh. I have not handled this well so far. No, get wrecked. Oh. So yeah, pretty cool, boss. I'm quite impressed so far. We might need to review our equipment here. Because if we can catch the boss... If we can catch the boss turtling, then we should be able to execute a critical attack, but... yeah. I think things like death counters are dumb because they reinforce the idea that this game is primarily about how difficult it is, the whole prepare to die thing. And I don't think that's what the Souls games are all about, but I've died a lot of times. Oh, crud. Speaking of which, I've died a lot of times in this playthrough so far. As I was saying, I've died a lot of times in this playthrough up to this point. Can't see. We just wasted an Estus as well. No, crud. If we hadn't, we probably would have died, though. I'm sure there's a much better way to take that. But as I always say, what are you gonna do when you live in a shoe? Oh, come on. Are we gonna have to warp back now because of that? No. Thankfully. I appreciate the upgrade materials, but it's just funny when I go out of my way for them, because I really don't need them. So yeah, very, very interesting boss fight. Not sure whether there's much more I can say about it at this point beyond that. I should probably wait to buff until the boss is actually spawning. That's something else I need to do.
Judicator Argo shall deliver thee justice. Spear of the Church, sworn defender of our Princess Filianor. Hearken to the call that summons thee. Make haste.
Not a good start. No. How are you not dead? There we go. No, can't parry those. Ouch! He rolled right into that. Second phase. Oh, I rolled right into it again. Okay, I think, as usual, I'm gonna try to do the boss fight without concerning myself with commentary. Oh, come on. Just because, yeah, it's at the point where... Oh, no. I'm getting my butt kicked. Alright, well, that's going to do it for this episode, because, yeah, I got to go get ready for the podcast recording. But we'll obviously deal with the boss in the next episode. So thank you all very, very much for joining me, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.